something that needs clarification. If you look at the operating surpluses, if you look at the previous years where 50% is not deducted, then if you look at it, I can see 477 in 2022, and then 5 billion in 2023. And then in 2024, between January and September, because I want to assume that the one in 2023 is between January to December. Now between January and September, 13 billion. Look at the percentage difference. What is the percentage difference between 5 billion and 13 billion as operating surplus? So, you see, how much is the total that you remitted to the Consolidated Revenue Fund?
20.2 billion.
Okay, you said this is to September.
This report.
Okay, you know what you will do? In order for us not to drag at this thing, the right thing, give us your report up to up to December 2024. And clearly, in a simple analogy, put what you have generated for 2023, what you have generated 2024, what is your operating surplus in 2023, what is your total operating surplus in 2024. Then when you get us that summary, you will be able to at least look at this and be able to make some headway out of it. And then, now tell me, you have a target of 72 billion, which was part of the parameters of our revenue for funding the 2024 budget. So we are complaining that there is no money. That means you have either slept over your responsibilities, or the money is coming in and is not well accounted for. It's one of the two. Because you have not even reached 50% of your target. So how do you expect us, and what is, before going there, what is your projection for next year? Estimated projection for next year?
Mr. To respond to some issues raised so far, sir, our operating surplus, in respect of our operating surplus, is 50%. And sir, I want to bring it to the attention of the committee. When it came on board as the Registrar General, the highest corporate affairs commission generates a year is 18 billion naira. So when I was appointed,
it's not what you have generated.
Yes, sir.
We are talking about institutions. We are not talking about individuals that head institutions.
Yes, sir.
Corporate Affairs Commission is an institution, and it has ways and means it generates revenue. So revenue not being generated earlier as much as you do here now, then the problem will be somewhere.
Yes.
But as an institution, if you have generated as much revenue, you don't explain that. The books, you understand?
Yes, sir.
And we have seen the books. Yes. My colleague have also commended you.
Yes,
But I told him the commendation has some killings. Because there are certain things that need to be clarified. And this is the point I'm making. Last year we had the same problem here.
Yes, sir.
Last year we had the same problem here. It's not like Corporate Affairs Commission does not make money, revenue. They generate revenue. But how that revenue is appropriated is the issue. And that is why, as a committee, we want to make sure that you are doing everything according to what the books and the financial regulations of the country requires you to do. So, explain what you want to explain, but what I have said is that we need a clarity on your presentation, so that we will now get to understand that you have generated the required revenue, despite the fact that you have not met half of your target. So what is your target for 2025?
You know, taking note of the ease of doing business and all that things. We don't want to pursue people to go outside countries to register their businesses. That is why our service is still is 500 naira registration and all that things. If we now review our fees, we'll chase people out of business. And we are encouraging people to go to legitimate business. That's by way of registration. Within their under review, sir, CAC were able to drag over 4 million into the tax net of this country. For the first time in our record, we mandated POS holders to register so that the Nigerian government can have their data and even track and trace their activities now. This a lot gave opportunities for the tax authorities to have opportunity and have something of it. This is part of our effort. But we were being, our predicament is when we review our fees, it's like we are discouraging people to come on board to do illegitimate business and other things.
RG, we are not saying you must go above your board to generate revenue. But the point I'm making here is that you are generating revenue.
Yes,
and we want that revenue that you are generating to be seen that is well appropriated. From what I have here, there are discrepancies.
yes, sir.
This is the point I'm making. And when we set target for you, we have parameters that we looked at before setting targets. If a target has been set for you, we expect that you meet those targets. Look at other revenue generating agencies that we have. They have all exceeded their targets. That tells you that the economy is moving because we are making more money. But if Corporate Affairs Commission will make 36 billion, and we will not be able to get exactly how the 36 billion is being expended. 20 billion has gone into consolidated revenue fund, as you said. So if you have already generated 16 billion, 36 billion, and you are not taking any money from any other source, that means you have 16 billion. And you should be able to account for that 16 billion by telling us this is what and where this 16 billion went to. This is as simple as that. And if you have your books should be able to tell you where that is. I just came down to, the list level.
Basic accounting.
Basic, you understand? If you generate 36 billion, we know you have your staff costs, where you have administrative, you have some other expenses, you have capital and the rest of it. And if we look at all those things and they do not match, we will have questions to raise. You understand what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So, and from your performance here, we'll be able to determine what we will expect CAC to bring next year. Because we will not want a situation where you are bringing 20 billion and you are taking almost 45% of the 36 billion. You understand? Is there any more questions?
Just a